Alright guys, welcome back. Today was day 16, October 26, 2017, and day 16 again of my paper trading account. The picture you see on the screen here, the screenshot of daily net profit loss of negative 120 is actually not accurate. I did have another trade after I said I was done trading. Because I like to force trades and I like to just take stupid trades. And I took another trade just because I thought I could make my money back, and obviously that's never helpful. So I took another trade, and I closed the day down 225 with all my fees and stuff. So the other trade I did have, I only had a let's see, I only had $100 loss on that. And that added to this, plus I had additional $5 fees because I only took 500 shares of it, so 225 per entry and exit. So total down day today was negative 225. Another disappointing day for me. Now looking at my calendar here for the month, I've traded 16 days so far this month on my paper trading account, today being the 16th day, and today I'm down 225 on the month. Before this week, I was up almost 1800, and now I'm up only $536.12. Not an ideal place I wanted to be in going into towards the end of October. I still believe in I still believe that I can truly turn this month around, and I can still close on a positive note. Now we have 3 trading days left, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. The October 31st is the Tuesday. And my plan is for the next 3 months is to be very, very careful. B, I've said it before and I just can't seem to stick to it for some reason, but I really have to. I feel like if I can't hold on to these gains and close on a positive note and potentially add some more gains towards the end of October and close above hopefully 1,000, but I don't want to give myself a dollar goal at this point just because it's going to force me. I just want to basically close on a positive note. So what a positive note looks like to me is I close with better trades. I take better trades. I take better quality setups, and even if they don't work out, that's fine. But lately I've just been these past 3 days, the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I've just had random trades where I knew in the back of my head I shouldn't be taking them. And if I wasn't in this state that I need to snap out of, I wouldn't have taken them. So clearly, some things that need to be worked on. And we'll discuss the trades right now. And I'll talk about, what my trade looked like, what my day looked like, why I'm closed red on the day, and what I can do to improve myself moving forward. Obviously, I do have to do a bit more digging. This weekend I'll spend some time going through some of my trades, reviewing some of my videos from the past, so the earlier trades this month that were working and why they were working, what happened versus now. So that's the plan for this weekend, and I'm hoping that I can learn some lessons from my mistakes this week, and I can move forward and really make a conscious decision to make the change. So we'll go over my first trade here, NEOT. NEOT was off my watch list, and this was the only decent trade that I had today. The only decent trade where I felt like I was a bit in control. I knew what I was looking for, and I knew what I was getting into. So with NEOT, the pre-market high was 139 on it, and as it opened, I was basically watching it for a gap and go setup, watching it over 139 for the possible push towards 150, break of 150. It opens up some room on the daily, right here, basically 149. Break of that 150 opens up some room all the way back up to the 2s. So very, very good setup on the daily. Looked really clean. But markets have definitely been a little weird in the past. Sorry guys, I had to step away for a second here. So what I was saying is NEOT, waiting for that clean break of 139 and look for a push towards 150. I did jump in right at 139 as it was coming up on this candle here, but as you guys can see, it actually got rejected. And it got pushed back down to the 135s, and so I ended up bailing out. Basically, as soon as I saw this candle get rejected, I put out my sell order and I got out at 134. I jumped in with 2,000 shares. Past couple days I have been going in with a bit aggressive share size, so today I was just like, I'll start with 1,000, 2,000 shares max, and that's what I did. I jumped in with 2,000 shares, 139. The trade didn't work out. It looked weak. I bailed out at 134. This wasn't a bad trade. I was okay with this. I started the day red. Not the way, not the best way to start your day. It definitely affects it versus in the past, the good days I did have were the ones where I started my day green on a nice trade, nice setup, and then I just feel so confident and I look for the right setup again versus just having a bad start and then being all over the place. So that's exactly what happened today. Started down. I was down about 80, I think, on the day. As soon as I started. Oh, sorry. It was 120. Sorry, I was down on the day just right off the bat, right? That's not something I was looking for. I was like, that's fine. I'm gonna, stay calm. I'll look for a different opportunity and stuff. In the chat room, they mentioned VTGN. Somebody mentioned VTGN. It was spiking. I pulled it up on my paper trading account. So I pulled it up and I was watching it on this move right here. It was already spiking. And I got in at 390 as it came up right here. That's where I got in, right at 390. And pulls back, kind of hangs around it. The reason I didn't sell because 380 there were some big sellers or big buyers, sorry. So it was holding the support. So I was like, you know what? I'm jumping in with 1,000 shares at 390. The stock, still looks like it could potentially run. I will give it some time. I know I'm taking a risk on it. I'll let it get to 380. If it breaks 380 and goes to 375 and stuff, I'll look to bail out. It held at 380 level, then it gets up to 385 and big buyers come in at 385. And then it goes over and it breaks that 390, gets up to 395, pulls back, holds that 385 again, and then it starts to move up. And as this moved up, I sold 500 at 4, and then I sold the rest at 410 right here. Now, as you can see, obviously I sold a bit too early. The stock kept moving up and it got all the way up to the 450s, and then during the day went up to 485. Now, obviously I could have held it a bit longer. In hindsight, it makes sense, but it's just that the markets were a little, I felt a little scared just because I was already down on the day. I was just trying to lock in some profits, and I ended up making 150 on this trade. Brought me down to only a $60 loss on the day, and I was kind of feeling okay. Then I decided to make a stupid trade again. What I did is I decided to short. Well, I don't short. I'm more of a long side. I'm more of a bull, and I don't really short. And I decided to take a short on this just because I felt like the markets are, all the stocks are gapping and crapping, and I just need to get on the short side because that's where I'm going to make the money today. I ended up shorting this at 420 as soon as I took out the 420 level for the move back below 4. It gets down to 410, and I'm like, okay, I'm in the right, and then it starts pulling back up. And as soon as it gets back over 420, I felt like I was in trouble. I ended up bailing out at 425, so nothing crazy. I only took 1,000 shares, a 5-cent loss there, lost about $50. So I gave some money back I gave my profits back, just like what I've been doing this whole week. I gave some profits back just because I was trying to make more money. I was trying to be in the green today. I ended up giving more profits back. And that was my, that was the last trade. I was like, that's it. I'm done. I'm not in the right mind state. I'm not doing the things I should be doing. And then NEOS pops up. and you know, this was a stock that basically opened up at 1020. It was some sort of news on it, or it was halted. I don't. The guy in the chat room, it was mentioned that it was an IPO, but it wasn't. I think it was just there was some news or something was going on, and this stock pops up, you know, goes over 10 right here and runs all the way up to 1085. And I obviously missed this run up. I was watching it in the 1005 before all this massive move came in. So right here I was watching it right at 1023, 1025. Now usually I stop trading just before 1030 just because I have to head to work, especially the days that I'm working early. But so this trade was just more rushed. I just, you know, I shouldn't have never taken a trade at 1029, and that's when or actually not even 1029, 1034. You know, I should be out of my door at 1030, right, or before 1030. But you know, I was watching this and I was like, I'm gonna wait for a pullback on this. This looks like, you know, this looks promising. That's what I remember saying to myself. I said, this looks promising. So where I got in on this trade was right here over 1050. So right over 1050 here, I decided to jump in as 1050. Sorry, was acting as resistance here. As it came down, it was doing this U shape, and that's what I jumped in for. I figure if it gets over 1050, we might get a move back up to 1075, 1085, maybe a new high of day to up towards 11. It gets over 1050, instantly jumps up to 1065, but the pop was super quick. As soon as I got in, it pops over to 1065, pulls back. I did give it some time right here, you know, as I figure, you know, the next candle will start running back up. This creates a little doji, and then the next thing you know, it makes a lower low right here. Goes below 1044, and this candle just starts dropping. Now this was another stock that was in the 5-cent increment. So when I got in at 1050, I was already down 5 cents because the bid was at 1045, and then it pops over to 1065, and I think the bid only came to 1055. So if I wanted to sell on the bid, I would have only been up 5 cents. So I obviously gave it some time. It starts pulling back here, and I knew I was in trouble because as soon as it took down this 1044 or this level right here, it went from 1050 down to 1045. Then right here, 1045, so which was the low of that candle, that instantly drops to 1040, 1035, and it starts going down. And I'm like, oh man, this is trouble. I ended up bailing out on the bid at 1035. As soon as it, you know, the ask was 1040, there was some big sellers starting to stack up, and I bailed out. And good thing I did, right? Because as you can see, it came all the way down to 9, almost, it came all the way down to 10. So I would have been down 50 cents if I held, you know, and it never made the recovery. It's just basically traded sideways. You know, tomorrow, this could be a setup. This could be a play that could, you know, that could run, that could open up, gap up, you know, if it takes down 1050, could run for that 11. So definitely going to be watching it tomorrow, NEOS, but for today, you know, it just wasn't, it was forced, and I was in a rush too. I could see myself just sitting there watching this happen, and 10:36, I have to leave for work, I'm running late, you know, and I'm still in a trade. So not the best thing to do when you have work and you're stuck in a trade. So anyways, guys, you know, I'm gonna end the video here. Hopefully there's no trouble with sound and stuff on this. Lesson for today for me is